Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and the boxing capital of the world. And so much stuff that's going on here in Las Vegas. I mean, every day there's something new coming up. We got baseball coming up soon. We got soccer team coming up, female soccer professional team. There's so much going on here. You can't, I mean, this really not only the entertainment city for music. Before you see it be shows, entertain the singers and whatnot, but now it's everything. I think pretty soon they're going to call it the sports, sports capital of the world, because it got entertainment and sports. But today we have somebody special. I had her on my show sometime about a year and a half ago. Her name is Sylvia Schenatzky. Shelly Schenatzky, she's from Germany, and she's been here in the United States for over 20 years with her husband and her two daughters, and one is in college and the other was working, doing big things. Anyway, we're here to talk about how she has a book about, she's had this big dreams and big things about it. Only she could tell you, not me, tell you about her whole life story about Michael Jackson. Yes, Michael Jackson. Then she got a true story to say about what she feels and what's going on in her life with Michael Jackson. Shelly Schenatzky, welcome to the show. We got Shelly Stevens on our show. But Sylvia Schenatzky, welcome again to the show. We're here today to talk about Michael Jackson. Can you tell us a little bit about your story with Michael Jackson?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm very thankful for having me here. And so my story began 16 years after Michael Jackson passed away in 2009. That's when my story began. And today I would like to talk about I'm breaking my silence after 16 years, and I think right now is the time to talk about it and to let people know the truth, what really happened to Michael Jackson and to me and about myself. So, so it's the truth and nothing else than the truth I'm talking about today. And it started in 2009. But years before, I received a really strong vision to myself. And I don't know at the time why I received that, but I heard almost like someone saying to me, one day you will be connected to someone famous. And you're going to write a book about this person. And at the time, it didn't make sense to me. So I opened up to my husband, and I told him basically what I received. And he said, "Well, just wait, and you're gonna see what's happening, And so I. Later on in my life, it was before Michael Jackson passed away. I remember this really well. I was working in my backyard, and I was taking care of my plants, and so I received something. It was almost like a big cloud came over me, and it almost let me fall to the ground. And I received something else, that something big is going to be happening, and it has to do with this famous person, and I didn't know who it was, and I didn't know what it is, and so I just basically let it go. But it was really powerful and to me, and I started writing everything down in a notebook, and so to remember it, and that's how it started, And then the day when Michael Jackson died, I remember I think it was a Thursday, and I was working in a gym, working with children, and a woman came in and she approached me and she said, "Did you hear that Michael Jackson died?" I said, "No." And I was like, baff, like, wow, what the heck, what is happening, And I felt like in this moment, I felt like I'm losing someone close. I knew from a past life, or I felt really overwhelmed, and I started almost crying. And I came home, and I turned on the TV, watching the news about Michael. I couldn't believe that it was really happening. It was a big thing, for, as you can imagine. So I started watching the news, and when I started hearing familiar, really almost like a whispering in my ear. It was like sensing something. And he said, like, I want you to believe. And I said, I was sitting there and I said, what? What do I hear? Why do I hear that? And he said, I want you to know, that everything what you have received in your life before makes sense now, and everything what you have written down makes sense. So it was me coming to you. You are able to hear me, and I want you to tell the world the truth, what really happened to me and who you are for me.
Wow, that's amazing. So what would you call yourself? Like, who are you for Michael Jackson?
Okay.
Like a spokesperson or telepathic, something? Tell us what you would call yourself.
So I had some flashbacks in my life, and I like to dance a lot, and so people always said, oh, you remind me of Michael Jackson, the way you dance, the way you dress, and so on. But, so yeah, I mean, it was almost like, so Michael basically told me that we have shared different previous lives together, and in one I was his soul sister, and it made sense to me. So, and I said, well, that's good, but how can I help you? And so he said to me, I want you to write a book about me. First of all, I want people to know that there is life after death, that we still exist.
So nice. So you wrote a book. Can we see the cover of your book there?
Yeah.
You had a book.
Yeah,
You have a book, and it's Beyond the Eyes.
Yeah.
It's a book that you have, Beyond the Eyes.
Right.
And this is something, this is like a true story of his life.
Yeah.
And you basically wrote what you felt, somebody in your mind was telling you things, and you were writing all this down about Michael Jackson.
Right.
Now, how did Michael Jackson die? What was the real true story? How did he die?
So, okay, he said, I want you to write the truth. I was murdered.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, for me, I knew the moment I watched the news about Michael, the first moment I said to my husband, something is wrong, something is really wrong here, and I know what they're saying is like with overdose, it's not really, there's something more behind it. And I felt it, and so it made sense that Michael said, I was murdered. I want you to know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you names who was involved in my death.
Yeah.
And I want you to write everything down what you receive.
And you did all of that?
Yeah, I did all of that. So it was almost for me like I was sitting, closing my eyes, meditating, and I received that, the night when he died, he was using a powerful propofol. That's what I received, and that Dr. Murray basically injected in him.
So you're like a psychic, something like that?
I don't want to say I'm psychic. I'm not calling myself a medium. So I'm just basically have this kind of gift to receive things, seeing beyond, spiritual, very connected, to see more than other people can. And so it made all sense to me when I received that, and in his final hours, and Dr. Murray was giving him purposely propofol, and he did not watch the monitor. He did not call 911 when it was time to do it. So he waited purposely to,
That's so sad.
to kill him. And it was really emotional for me. And so Michael felt in this moment when he was also like already under this anesthesia. And on other things, and so he was not able to respond anymore. He was hearing Dr. Murray taking phone calls in another room, and he took phone calls to friends and other people who were involved.
Wow.
And so he was not checking the monitor, was what he was supposed to do. He needed to supposed to be there with him and checking everything, you know, but he did not. So Michael felt something was wrong with him, but he was not able to respond anymore.
And
so he felt it.
So as we all know, all this happened in Michael Jackson's house.
Yes.
The doctors come there for treatment for Michael.
Right.
On a regular basis, but that was going on for quite a while. That wasn't the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What does the book title refer to?
So the book title is called Beyond the Ice. This is It Becomes a True Story. Because, first of all, I can see more beyond what other people can. And Michael I was always followed with Michael's eyes wherever I went. I saw his eyes everywhere. And the, Beyond the Eyes refers to the all-seeing power and the all-seeing eye. And it's, to me, it's a secret society of people that get together, and they're, you know, Michael?
Look at my eyes. And you can see my eyes. You can see a lot what's come from my eyes. I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, Michael's, Michael's eyes were basically like, he liked it, you know, this was his likeness, you know. So,
He was able to give a lot. Maybe that's why so many fans loved him so much. He had a connection with the audience all the time, eh?
Wow.
Yeah. What else can you tell us about Michael Jackson? I mean, you have experience, your life in your own private life. Yeah, you and your husband, your two beautiful daughters. A lot of things. And this just happened overnight, right?
Yeah, it happened overnight, and I remember.
How was he showing it to you? Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember I was playing with my kids outside. I threw a huge, big heart in the driveway the moment Michael died. And I wrote inside, Michael Jackson, we love you. And so on the moment I threw this big, huge heart, and I felt kind of sadness and love all came together, you know. And I mean, my family and my kids, they went through the whole thing with me together, you know. So we have seen things in our house, not only me, so my husband too. We had I saw a light in our bedroom for more than 3 days. He was with me.
So what did your husband say? Your husband, he saw all of this going on in you. He's saying, "Are you okay? Are you doing? Is it what's
No,
going on?"
I was in the beginning. I was really scared to tell him the truth, and I opened up to my friend, and so she brought me to a medium. And she said, the moment she saw me, she sat down and she wrote on a piece of paper, I never forget that, this is Michael Jackson talking to her, you know. And so she basically, you know, told me or confirmed me that this is a real story and Michael wants you to know, you know, that he loves you and he will be with you and protect you no matter what. And people will believe you. So, so Michael gave me names years before the name was on YouTube, shown me on YouTube. Like, he gave me a name of Robert. Robert was a federal agent, and he pronounced on YouTube that Michael Jackson was murdered. And so years later, it was already in my book, you know, years later I found him and Michael said, be aware of Robert. So, and this person, he said, you know, Michael was murdered, and he was a little bit afraid to say that because he said, once you see my video on YouTube disappear, something can happen to me, or I don't know how to understand it, but a few days later, I couldn't find it anymore. It was gone. So, yeah, it was gone.
Well,
yeah.
Sylvia, we had you on the show before, and we have a second half of our show today. We have Pam Hawkins and Johnny Fab will be on the second half of the show. So today's show consists of two different parts, but we had to get Sylvia in with her little story. I know Sylvia for a number of years, and she said, Joe, I want to talk about my book. I said, sure, why not? Get you out there to talk a little bit. Let's show that book again. That book, they can purchase the book online. Beyond the Eyes?
It's on Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Beyond the Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely getting it.
With Sylvia Schenatzky, eh?
Okay.
Okay. Well, hey, fans, thank you so much for being on the show today. For information given to our fans out there. Shelly, anything else you want to ask?
No, I just want to say that I believe in the power of spirits talking to you in a way, because my mom, when I was a little girl, we lived at 1249 North 60th Street, and whenever I'm stressing about something, I look up at the clock, it says 1249, and I know that's my mom telling me it's going to be okay.
Right.
So I'm right there with you.
Okay, fans, any viewers out there, we want to just thank you so much for being on this segment today with Sylvia Schenatzky talking about Beyond the Eyes, her book. Look it up on Amazon. We'll see you next week. We got another show coming up shortly, so we'll see you in a bit.